All nations, Cake Island. Aunt Charlotte Linlin is having a sweet afternoon tea with her best friend, Queen of the Pleasure District, Stussy, in the underground world. Stussy, do you think I should wear this dress? Or this one? Stussy, who is secretly a member of the CP0 intelligence organization. Looking at the big pirate Charlotte Linlin in front of her, she was mad at Celestial Dragon's Saint Terry, who has been in the limelight recently. She couldn't help but feel helpless. After an afternoon of persuasion, she finally dispelled the idea of Grandma Charlotte Linlin playing the Holy Land Mariajoy to loot Celestial Dragon's Saint Terry. It's really not easy. Almost killed Stussy for talking. Original. Let the big pirate Aunt Charlotte Linlin be lost from CP0's intelligence organization. This is the fault of CP0, although the upper 5 elders did not blame the responsibility down. But their CP0 always has compensation and worries in this regard. Want to make up for CP0's past mistakes, especially recently, I learned that 5 elders, the 5 adults of the world government, were blamed by God, because of the great pirate Aunt Charlotte Linlin. CP0 is even more anxious here. Straight wants to make amends. Fortunately, Stussy understands the idea of the recent world government 5 elders to stabilize the sea. After executing the pirate king Gore D. Roger, choose 4 great pirates with terrifying strength and no fuss who don't want to rebel against the world regime. Use the newspapers and the media to promote them. Call these big pirates the 4 emperors, then recruit a group of pirates with good skills and call them Shicibukai. Let the Shicibukai legally plunder non-allied nations at sea. In this way, the forces of the 4 emperors, Shicibukai, and Marine, will stand together. Their world government can forcibly control all aspects of the sea. Even if the D family has an idea, really arrived at the turbulent 20 years after the legend prophesied. It will also be because of maritime power, the stability of the tripartite. It is difficult to have a fundamental impact on the world government. So Stussy, as a member of CP0's leadership management, just took over the intentions of the 5 elders. The pre-arrangement started early. That is to choose your own best friend, since childhood, Charlotte Linlin, the big pirate aunt, as a candidate for the 4 emperors of the world government to stabilize the sea. After all, Charlotte Linlin has an indissoluble bond with their CP0. If Stussy succeeds in arranging to spark the idea of Charlotte Linlin being the 4 emperors, then their CP0's past mistakes can be salvaged. Likewise, the face of the 5 elders in the presence of the god can also be saved. Just now, Stussy is the idea of cerebral palsy about his best friend, big pirate Charlotte Linlin. Shocked. For no other reason, only because the great pirate Charlotte Linlin wants to marry the new honorary 5 elders, Celestial Dragon's Saint Terry. And also to inform the world, Stussy really thinks her best friend has cerebral palsy. Charlotte Linlin doesn't look in the mirror to see what she looks like now. Still thinking about toads wanting to eat celestial dragon's meat? How many peerless beauties from the celestial dragon's family are there in St. Terry on the Holy Land Mariajoy waiting to be selected? Those celestial dragon's beauties that even Stussy thinks are exaggerated or full of double tens. And one by one guarding themselves like jade. Obsessed with His Royal Highness St. Terry. But just like this, they are not qualified to face His Royal Highness St. Terry. You Charlotte Linlin, what are you? You are now 48. Although you are in your 20s or 30s. She is indeed a national treasure level peerless beauty who amazes the world. But save it now. Look at you fat auntie. Don't think about farting all day long. Save it. Stussy was speechless at Charlotte Linlin, who was madly in love with St. Terry. But still echoed it verbally. Linlin, you look good in both dresses. You will be the most beautiful bride in the world. Stussy is duplicitous, she also felt tired. Never mind. Candidates for the preparation of the 4 emperors. Let's change someone. Just in case, really recommend Charlotte Linlin. And Charlotte Linlin went to forcibly kidnap Celestial Dragon St. Terry. Then their CP0s really have to change a batch of fresh blood from top to bottom. What a joke. The 5 elders were all kidnapped and married by the big pirates, 4 emperors, appointed by CP0. Their CP0 was dissolved directly. What? I really envy the CP0 member who went to Wano Kuni to do business with that rude man Kaido. How could he just pick Kaido as a candidate for the 4 emperors? And why do I have to listen to Charlotte Linlin's wishful thinking? It's all mistakes CP0 made in the past. Why should I take on this Charlotte Linlin's stupid delusion? No. I want to lose weight, I want to regain my youth. My great pirate status is not worthy of His Royal Highness Saint Terry. He cut off Shiki's head with one knife. Shiki was still very powerful on the Rock's ship before, and his status was also very high. His Royal Highness Saint Terry can do this, and I have to be better than Shiki. A little bit stronger, go further. Stussy. I remember you told me. The 3 big pirates who used to balance the sea are now 2 dead. Roger. Shiki are all dead. Only that stinky old man in Newgate is left, right? In the eyes of Aunt Charlotte Linlin, brilliant light emerged. She is fierce and greedy. It's like this, the sea is definitely going to cause turmoil. I don't know who will inherit the position and territory of Roger and Shiki who used to control the sea. Who will inherit it? My business in Happy Street has to be protected by the big pirates. Stussy pretends to be sad. Of course it's me, Stussy. Ha ha ha, that stinky old man in Newgate should be swept into the trash too. That stinky boy Kaido doesn't know what to do in Wano-kuni. Of course this sea is conquered by me, Charlotte Linlin. I want to hold the biggest and most lively wedding on this sea. The wedding ceremony with His Royal Highness Saint Terry. Aunt Charlotte Linlin thinks of the future. The thick conqueror's pressure involuntarily radiated out. Stussy, who was under a lot of pressure, kept breaking out in cold sweats. Ah. I can't help it. I want to rush to the Holy Land to meet His Highness Saint Terry right now. Linlin, you are too reckless. It's too dangerous there. Of course I know, so I'll let His Highness Saint Terry take the initiative to see me. Then that's the first step in our wonderful encounter. It's as beautiful as a fairy tale. Ha 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 ha. Stussy stroked his forehead secretly. Finished. She seemed to be admonishing something terrible. Aunt Charlotte Linlin, because of Her Royal Highness Saint Terry. I want to take the initiative to participate in the 4 Emperors plan of the world government. This is not good. You have to report it immediately. And at this moment, Saint Terry, who is being remembered by Auntie. Also separate naval headquarters, back to the Holy Land Mariajoy. Host did a recumbent walk in the room the entire time 5 elders inspected naval headquarters for half a month. Get an epic reward, a fully bound, initial Hogyoku, that grows with the host. Does the host accept the full binding of initial Hogyoku? F*K. Terry is naturally bound to the initial Hogyoku. Very smooth. As for how the initial Hogyoku grew, that is with Terry's Ryotsu and soul strength. In simple terms, continue to lie flat in the lying flat system. Perform enhancements related to soul Ryotsu. In view of the fact that the host was completely lying flat in the naval headquarters inspection event, but Marine thought you were struggling to examine every key point in the naval headquarters, so hereby rewarding epic rewards. There is a relative relationship between lying down and working hard. Fishing and hard work go back and forth. When others think you are lying flat, you are lying flat, it is a struggle. When others think you are working hard, and it is also a kind of struggle. When others think you are lying flat, you are working hard, this is even more of a struggle. Only when others think that you are working hard but you lie down, this is the real lie down. The true spirit of lying down, its essence is here. I got it. Terry got it. I want to ask more about the detailed meeting of world government. Using the system to reach the so-called ultimate state, earn more epic rewards, even epic above. Terry made such a determination. Wait and ask 5 elders if the recent world government has any decisions and plans. I am on the throne among the flowers. Can't hear any thoughts about the system. The last sentence, using to reach the ultimate state of lying flat, is blocked by the system. For her, she only heard Terry re-entering the Holy Land of Mariajoy. A secretly determined decision. Okay. You are finally willing to intervene in the detailed meeting of the world government. I'm really happy. I am a few days ago, hearing Saint Terry's idea of continuous eating and waiting to die, intermittent struggle and hard work. I thought Saint Terry would change back, after the initial sense of gratification and victory. I am more concerned about the changes at Saint Terry. She was afraid that after she had given Saint Terry so many rewards. Saint Terry has changed several times so suddenly. After all, Terry is still young, only 16 years old. There are also development prospects, in case of being led astray by the 5 elders. I am really regretting it. An astonishingly talented existence like Terry. I am even prepared to start looking for op fruit for him and someone suitable for op fruit's awakening and undead surgery. Fortunately, the direction of Terry's development is in a good place. As soon as I returned to the Holy Land this time, I decided to pay more attention to government affairs, which is a good thing. With Terry's help, why should I worry about those maggots from the D family? I asked the 5 elders to carry out the 4 emperors project and the Shicibukai project on the sea. Forget it. Let's take this 4 emperors project and ask that kid Terry. Look at his efforts, just made up his mind. I am shouting out the door, 5 elders. In a while, the 5 old men came over to have an audience. Lord, I am. Have the 5 of you aged a lot recently? It looks like you've also worked a lot. It's me who has driven the 5 of you too much during this time. 5 elders for a time, hearing Im's concern. I doubt if I heard it wrong, brain is stunned. Lord Yimu actually cares about their tired life? Really? Has Lord I am starting to change his mind? Lord I am still nostalgic. Saint Terry only blinded Lord Yim for a while with his powerful strength, good-looking skin and good temperament. I really want to do my best for I am Sama, gotta watch them 5 elders. Lord I am. You are finally awake. The 5 of us have been waiting for you to wake up for a long time. No. We deserve our lives for Lord I am. It is our life's duty to saddle up for Lord Yimu. Lord Yimu has an order. Even if it is a mountain of swords in a sea of flames, we will not dare to obey. The 5 elders can't wait to show their loyalty now. At first glance, Lord Yimu has come out of the temptation of Terry's handsome boy. Looks like someone is going to be reused right away. That person must be one of their 5 elders. So that means everyone else is the enemy. The 5 elders can't wait to shake out all the details of the other 4 guys and the bad things they did behind the back of Lord Yimu, and make a big self-destruction. But thinking that everyone is holding their own foundations. Everyone can only stand on the same front, strive for the next thing. Satisfy Lord I am. You are convinced of all my decisions? Even my beatings to you? I am glanced at his eyebrows, look at the 5 elders. That's natural. What Mr. Yimu said is the truth. Even if we beat and scold us, it must be our fault. Hear this. Im's feeling of disgust was heavy. She doesn't need to listen directly to the voices of these 5 old men. Her mighty observation hockey is too lazy to read memories and thoughts directly. Just their greasy attitude, just make I am sick. It's still Terry. At least be honest in your heart. For those who don't like it, he could be polite at best. Then immediately avoid it. We're like these 5 disgusting old guys. Full of nonsense here. I am shook his head. Too bad I have to wait a while longer. Have to wait until Terry continues to grow. Let Terry completely become a young man who works hard for their world government. I was able to get these 5 old guys out of the way. Never mind, either way. Just use it first. After all, they're pretty tough. I can't bear to see you being so tired and old that you are being scolded by me at every turn these days. You are my old subordinates anyway. So I want you to have a good rest after you finish one thing. Sir I am, please speak. The 5 old men competed in secret. This time, we must fight for the most powerful one. As for vacation, isn't that an excuse? That must be a vacation for the underperformers. Ha ha, the 5 of them will not be deceived. The 5 of you personally go to the port in Mariajoy to pick up Terry from Naval Headquarters and hand over management of CP0 to him. Oh, by the way, if the 5 of you are free, tell him about the recent world government's 4 emperors plan and Shichibukai plan. After all, he is completely different from most of Mariajoy's rubbish. He is very assertive and visionary, unique. Finally, don't forget to give him thunder fruit and vampire fruit. Okay. After these things last night, the 5 of you should rest for a while. Don't work until Roger is publicly executed. If there are too many things, just leave it to Terry. I am finished his orders. The 5 elders felt a little colder. What? Have a holiday? That's delegating power to Terry. Are the 5 of them too old and useless? It started to be decentralized by Terry? What's the matter? Do you 5 have any objections? No. Lord Yimu, let's go. 5 elders lost their souls. It just feels so dark and hopeless. Next, should Terry come to power, and the 5 old men were abandoned by Lord Yim. It also. This is too pain now. Never dare to rebel against Im's 5 elders. Overwhelmed by despair. Who can save the 5 of them? Terry just landed at Mariajoy, 5 elders. Just stick. Like an old friend I haven't seen in a long time. It's been a long time, Saint Terry. We miss you so much. I miss you too. I want you to continue to send me the rare Logia fruit or Eudemon's fruit. It is best to have another dozen or so. Guion is still waiting for it. No, didn't we bring you a souvenir? Look what this is. One of the 5 elders who used to call Saint Terry his nephew. Clapped hands, the person in black and black mirror on the side. Just like that, I opened the silver-white suitcase. 2 fruits emerged from it. This is. Where does Terry remember what devil fruit looks like? Devil fruit Pokédex, he didn't bother to look at it. The biggest use of devil fruit on weekdays, isn't it for the people around you? Add some affection. The thunder fruit with the most destructive power in Logia and the vampire fruit of the phantom beast species that can restore youth and endless battles. We know that you've been working hard, Saint Terry, so we brought these 2 fruits to reward you. Do you remember what we promised last time and it hasn't been done for you? The 5 elders speak tremblingly, to Terry's surprise. What happened to these 5 old men? Have you changed your temper? Isn't it old Yin? Why do you look so weak? These 2 fruits are also requested to be accepted by His Royal Highness Saint Terry. In fact, we also have an unspeakable secret. Every old senior, just say it directly, you don't need to be so humble. These 5 old things still come to ask for themselves, want me to help? It's a strange thing. Could it be related to I am? Actually, we want to discuss something important with you, Saint Terry. Please come this way. 5 elders said and led Terry to a room. The attire in that room, and the smell of rouge in the air. Make Terry too familiar. Slave store? It's more work than that, Your Highness Saint Terry. Oh, I'm very sensible, old people, you are bad. Would you like to come to the sugar-coated cannonballs earlier? I will eat this set. Hi. Who are we with? Speak up. The 5 elders are also out of options, since now. Immediately after being empowered by Lord Yim. They have become accustomed to high positions. I don't want to lose a situation where I can't control information at all. So what can be requested now? That leaves only Terry. To be frank, for Terry, they are really reluctant. But, Lord Im seems to take Saint Terry very seriously. Since Lord Yim despised them 5 elders, then the 5 elders embrace the thigh of Saint Terry, whom Lord Yim holds dear. Isn't it still equivalent to hugging Im Sama's thigh? This is the reason. They who once hugged Im Sama's thighs. Now once it is abandoned by Im Sama, ha ha. It was so beautiful, they can't even imagine it. Among the flowers, Im heard Terry's voice. The condition of the 5 elders was also observed. These 5 old things are quite good at finding someone. Since you are so acquainted, then you will not be abolished. Im's thoughts on the 5 elders, feel clearly. 800 years of life, let her attitude towards these high-ranking people. Understand everything. Just want to live. Want to keep touching power. Im can understand. Also indulge their thoughts of wanting to live. It's not bad to let the 5 of them continue to be the passers-by and airbags. But let them live. That doesn't mean you can indulge the 5 elders and take Terry to the slave market. But the 5 of them are too bold. I finally got Terry's fighting spirit aroused. How much effort and thought, and how much fruit. The 5 of you started sending these things sensually. You should cleanse all 5 of you old things. I am pissed, outrageous. Do the 5 elders really know how to do things on horseback? Sugar-coated cannonballs for Terry? Send women to slaves. Have you asked her I am? Oh, if you really want to keep them by your side, it would be better to be a gas bag and pass the microphone. Let them follow Terry. Let them do things for Terry. I'm afraid that Terry will not be taught by the 5 old guys right away. I am worried about Terry's situation. Always keep an eye on Terry's heart. As long as there are some changes, she's here right away. Drag those 5 goddamn old things back to work on the spot. Terry, who just received thunder fruit and vampire fruit from the 5 elders. Sitting in the unique private room of the slave market. We know that His Royal Highness Saint Terry has always had a heart to help the world, and likes to help these poor little girls who have been trafficked. We old fellows also know that they are not capable, but in the world. We still have some influence in our words, So I specially found some poor and lonely people for you, His Royal Highness Saint Terry. The 5 elders clapped their hands. A few young girls was brought in front of Terry. This is Hyori, a mermaid. I heard that she was born with the ability to predict the future, but because she has been seeing tragic things and was despised by everyone, we saw her lonely and thought that she would be able to be Saint Terry. His Highness brings help. Seek good luck and avoid evil. These 3 are the 3 sisters of 9 Snake Island, Hancock, Marigold, Sandersonia. They were arrested for attacking trade ships protected by the world government. The result is a natural ferocity. I want to come to the gentle and delicate temper of His Royal Highness Saint Terry, and he must have the idea of helping such poor girls and 3 sisters. 5 elders introduced more than a dozen girls in detail. Terry couldn't even help but look up at the 5 old men. Really, you really understand it, and you all understand it. The 3 Hancock sisters are here. Hyori, the mermaid who predicts the future, is here too. Fine. Should you kidnap Poseidon for my support next time? Then I definitely want it. How much is needed? Terry waved his hand. Let your subordinates take all these girls down. Only Terry and the 5 elders were left in the room. So Terry asked directly. 5 uncles. Why are you so polite? Just say something. Aren't we all family? Some small things, I will help. As long as it's not about work, it's fine to say. But Terry never expected, these 5 old guys. Cheeky. All of a sudden they fell to one knee towards Terry. Terry, although this matter is a bit difficult to explain, we 5 old guys really can't do anything about it. Can we take refuge with you? Terry looked bewildered. Okokokook. Wife I am. Your subordinates are against you. How to do? Online waiting, very urgent. Terry doesn't know why the Hancock sisters are now reduced to the Celestial Dragon's store. It's also unclear why the Little Mermaid, the little-known prophecy in Mermaid Street, ended up in the hands of the 5 elders. But that didn't stop Terry from taking them down. The girl you gave me, I will take good care of it in my palace. As for what I said later, I pretend I didn't hear it now. Uncles, where did these things come from? You are all my seniors. How can you say that you will not accept them? What are you kidding? Accept you? So I'm against my future wife, I am. King stuffed straws in my head? Still with a tumor like you? I would like to honor the 5 elders in a good way, and have to play a game of power grabbing against the celestial dragons against the world government? Am I that kind of person? Terry wouldn't think about all that mess. Battle for hegemony? Reclaim the world? Shuffle the world? What about the days after that? Will it be better than the current one? No way. Certainly not. This is just as outrageous as someone else asking celestial dragons to be a pirate, saying that being a pirate has freedom, and celestial dragons agreeing. Although there are indeed many mentally retarded and stupid in celestial dragons, they treat their own people well. You can borrow 18 billion Baileys just by borrowing it. Wait. After completely eliminating the dangers of the D family, let the celestial dragons change their style and image? In this world where personal strength is respected, what is it about being born as a human being and having equal power? Is there any difference between this world and the immortal world? No? You will always be my seniors. This will not change. It is impossible to change. Don't worry, as long as I'm here with Terry, the uncles will never have anything to do. Having said that, Terry the heart is crazy to think. How can I contact my wife I am? I'm going to report these 5 old things for betraying celestial dragons. They are amazing. You want to rely on me? No, I have to let my mom know about this. Otherwise, she wouldn't even know it after being trapped by these 5 old things. That's too bad. Don't mention it again. Uncles, don't hurt our harmony. Terry nodded heavily towards the 5 elders. I made an excuse to slip away first, ran to the flowers to find my I am, and revealed a little bit of the 5 old things of the 5 elders. By the way, you must show a pure heart. Made my I am a good first impression of me. I can even ask for more favors from my I am. Well, I don't lack anything except devil fruit. Just a little more logia and you demons. The 5 elders are silent, they would love to explain to Terry. Something about I am delegating, but it looks like Terry. It doesn't mean that at all. Words spoken. Still teasing them, they are so helpless. How to do? Will it really be driven out of the center of power in the future? Then what are they going to do next? Is it really possible to live forever and never die? Certainly not. May 5 elders, absolutely unimaginable. Terry not only perfunctory them on the surface. They are even ready to report their rebellious heart to Lord Yimu. This is so unfair, they just really wanted to hug Lord Im's thigh. If there is a choice, they wanted to hug Lord Im's thigh directly. But isn't it a choice? They can only choose to hug Terry's thigh, who is valued by Lord Yimu. Hope. They are still alive. They are looking forward to the turn of events. Lord Im, don't leave us. We are all loyal and good people. Im was among the flowers, still worried about the 5 elders dizzying Terry with sugar-coated cannonballs. Make him lazy again. Can result, looks. Isn't it super nice? Ha 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 ha. These 5 old guys are really about to die of laughter. They never imagined that this kid Terry would not only not accept it, but even report them to me. I'm about to die of laughter. Although Im heard Terry keep calling her, my Im's wife, and other titles. But she was used to being yelled at by Terry. It has now reached the point of complete indifference. Then do I want to meet him? Meet him. See how he pretends to be a pure-hearted person. But this incident really shows Terry's true heart. He still agrees with the world government that I created. Of course he's right. There are too many idiots in celestial dragons. Some of them are not even more sensible than a commoner. If it wasn't for my past affection for the old family, they would have been destroyed by me long ago. I am for revamping the next generation celestial dragons. Suddenly there was a great idea, because of Terry's voice. It is too correct. The current celestial dragon's image is so bad. Most of the branch house guys are just lazy and rotten garbage to the core. HMPH, when you finish cleaning up the D family, it's time to clean up the internal pedantry. It really was Terry who inspired me the most. I am looking forward to seeing Terry later. The corners of his mouth twitched slightly. She meets Terry, how excited will it be? After all, Terry's philosophy is so close to her imam's. Simply, it's too late to see Im. As for the 5 elders, ha 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 ha. Let them follow Terry's advice. At such an old age, he has become Terry's subordinate. I think their 5 old chrysanthemum faces must be very expressive. Im can even imagine that 5 elders look like shit. Dislike Terry, envy Terry, but he had to listen to Terry's words. Acting for Terry's life. Get Im high enough. Ha 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 ha. Im instantly took in Terry a dozen or so girls and forgot about raising them in his palace. She was looking forward to meeting Terry with all her heart. Looking for Terry among the flowers for a long time. Still haven't found the flowers. Seeing that I am really worried. If it wasn't for I am in good faith for the 5 elders to make another trip. A hint of the direction Terry Imam is in. I am thinks Terry is a lunatic. After looking for 3 days and 3 nights, I still couldn't find her where she was. But you've finally found it, haven't you? I am glanced at the 5 elders, who had been reactivated by her and were weeping a little. Disgusted by their pretense. Just let them 5 elders show Terry a way. Indicate where the flowers are, just do it. Totally dishonest, I am too lazy to answer. She didn't even bother to look at the remorse of the 5 elders. The 5 of them were driven away. Get out, you guys, it's just getting in the way here. I am even to meet Terry, changed into fine clothes. It was a gorgeous dress she hadn't worn in a long time. Finally, under the expectations of Imam, she heard the sound of the palace being knocked slowly between the flowers. I am not sitting on the throne, merely standing among the clusters of flowers. Just like that, he opened his mouth with a cold tone. Come in. Your audience is permitted. Da da da. Who approached her throne? It was the Saint Terry she had seen thousands of times in the video phone bug. Compared to the posture in the image, the real man in front of him. More handsome and handsome. I am looked it up and down. Looks good, arrogant, the life energy of the muscles on the body is even more exaggerated and explosive. No wonder he was able to chop off the golden lion Shiki's head with one knife. I am trying to speak, she felt that she should speak first. After all, she is the king of this world, to meet this young courtier. Should be haughty and active, but she didn't wait for her to speak. But she heard an active greeting from Terry, he looked very serious. Undoubtedly. That maid, you should be the maid next to Lord Yimu? I am the new honorary 5 elders recently crowned by Lord Yim, Saint Terry. Do you know where is Imam-sama now? I am subconsciously thinking that Terry was joking with her. After all, Saint Terry is witty, a talkative comedian, and a smart brain. She also listened to Saint Terry's heart more often on weekdays. It is very clear what kind of person Saint Terry is, full of language charm. Such a person, it's not like I don't even know the king, on the throne of the flowers, I am. Or that he couldn't even analyze it, but. She just thought so, but she received the voice from Saint Terry. Leave. I am embarrassed in place. This maid is very beautiful, with a bit more domineering temperament than the most beautiful one in Celestial Dragons. The strength is also decent, after all, she is a maid, so she can't ask for how high her strength is. It's nice to feel the air in her. Overall, his strength and strength are so-so, and his soul strength is stronger than most people in this world. As expected of the maid next to my wife, I am. Her strength, soul strength, temperament, and beauty are far beyond those of others. Then how good-looking my wife I am is, a little excited. This kid, is he serious? To show my strength. Think it's so-so. Ah, who gave your boy the courage? Is that the golden lion Shiki you cut off your head with? To kill golden lion Shiki in seconds, I am can do it too. And so confidently treat me as a maid. Don't stop talking. I'm Saint Terry, you know me anyway? I have something important here, and I need to discuss it with Lord Yimu. Please make it convenient. While Terry was talking, just handed over a large chunk of Bailey's check, very sophisticated. Let Im's face sink even more. Money is a trivial matter. If you don't think it's enough, I have more. I will try my best to satisfy you as much as you want. But there is indeed an important matter that needs to be discussed with Lord Yimu. Please also make it easier for my sister. It doesn't matter if you don't give me face now. Until I meet my wife I am. You won't be able to eat and walk away. I am married me. You maid will be the dowry maid in the future. Dowry maid understand. Pass the room girl. Be careful, sir. I wear small shoes for you every day. I made you pregnant, but also made you work constantly, exhausting you. Believe it or not. I am listening to Terry's double words, the nameless fire is rising. Ha ha. She is pissed. What is Im's wife? What is she his Terry's maid? What the hell? Even if this Terry is good looking, it's as good looking as Imu has ever seen in his life. But how could he be so thick-skinned in his inner thoughts? I am ignoring Terry, who sings a one-man show there. Straight back to the throne among the flowers. Sit down. The location isn't hot yet. He was instantly pulled up by Terry's shoulders. Hey. Are you dying? This seat is for Lord Yimu. You are a little maid, what are you doing? The little maid is not very strong, but she is not small, so arrogantly sitting on the throne in front of me. I really don't know how my wife I am taught it. How come the maids are made into such a paralyzed face? Mingming looks so good looking. Why is his face turned up? What if I'm seen by Lord Yimu? It's not good. Terry was talking, but he sat down. Shish, look, I sat down too, you sat down too, you and I both grabbed each other's handle, and now we're good brothers in a pair of pants. Good sister, can you help me inform Lord Yimu now? You don't report again. When I'm in the room, I'll pump your ass. Let you be embarrassed by Im's wife. Impressed with blue veins on his forehead. This guy, how dare he? This guy. To sit on her throne. He also casually said that he and he are good brothers in a pair of pants. Where did he get the thick skin? And pump her ass. Can't stand it. I am forcibly warned himself in his heart again and again. Those who do not know are innocent. Especially Terry still respects her very much. She had no reason to blame Terry, as long as she reveals her identity. Then Terry will naturally understand how ridiculous his previous thoughts were. I am shook off the shackles of Terry's hand, once again sat on the throne among the flowers. The hockey of the hundreds of years on the body is fully exposed. Unleash with all your might. The corner of his mouth coldly revealed his identity. I am. This time after all, can you make him believe it? Snort. Terry. Wait, you will know the greatness and regret. But I don't blame you, you are just ignorant. As long as you work hard, all this recklessness can be taken as a joke by me. Your strength is not high, your aura is not strong, and your aura is quite strong. Talk about it. How long have you been pretending to imitate Lord Yimu when she was away? This guy's hockey is this level. That's the strength of 2 or 3 golden lions. That's how you call yourself I am. I am is so weak? The final boss of the pirate world is so good? I do not believe. Terry frowned slightly, patted I am on the shoulder, and comforted him earnestly. Okay, good sister. Stop pretending. What should I do? I really have something to do. I'm really I am. Then I'm really the master of the world. Stop talking nonsense here. Hurry up and call Lord Yimu. One of Im's heads is bigger than 2. How could he be so shameless? How can she prove that she is herself? This F***king proves shit. It's as funny as how you prove yourself alive. Does this need proof? She is I am. Prove shit. I am couldn't help it, after all, the killer was used. Let the dog come to identify the owner. 5 elders. You get out of here, immediately now. The 5 elders heard Lord Yim her familiar cry. It's like holding on to hope, no kidding. What if Lord Yimu dislikes them? They remain allegiance to Lord I am. As long as Lord Yim asks, they will, Lord I am. Their crawling and rolling gestures, in a hurry, I broke into this flower room from outside the door. Step by step, crawling, it's kinda funny. Especially when Terry watched, he felt outrageous. Does the 5 elders take I am as their father? So filial. How come a maid shouted, and the 5 of them rushed over? Does this maid look good? Terry thought so, it made I am sneer in his heart. Ah. Also the maid. I see you've been slapped in the face. I was proven true by the 5 elders, how embarrassing will your heart be? But never mind. I will accommodate you. After all, you are a junior. Immature, can understand. I am doesn't like slaps in the face and pretend. But. Now in this case, being forced by Terry into a predicament. She still couldn't help but look forward to the delusional sense of pretend. Pretend desire is human nature. Even if she is 800 years old. Still out of fashion. Terry thought to himself, but he still greeted him verbally, hilariously. Not even the slightest embarrassment or surprise to the 5 elders. 5 uncles, you are here. I am looking at Terry's cheeky look. I really think Terry is a talent, 4-foot ready to report the 5 elders' rebellion here. Sip the uncles at the 5 elders on the back foot. Really great. Mingming's Xing and strength have surpassed most of the world. There is absolutely no need to play according to that worldly politeness. But he just did it. It was a lot of fun. Happy. Brothers and sisters are respectful, fathers are kind and sons are filial. Makes it as if I am could see the 5 elders being trapped by Terry in the next moment. At the same time, the 5 elders widened their eyes unnaturally. They couldn't believe it. Terry actually met Lord Yim at this time. Or should I say Lord I am accepted Terry's interview. Although they were already prepared, the meeting between Lord I am and Terry. But now at this moment, it's still hard. It's the pain of being taken away from something precious. Because of the power of being able to meet I am Sama directly. Only they, the 5 elders, have, but now. Time has passed. A 16-year-old boy, it was appreciated by Lord Yimu. It really made them feel cold, certainly. Worse yet, the 5 elders are now terrified. Just when Saint Terry was alone with Lord Eym. What was said? Did they secretly search for Terry before? The thing about wanting to hug Terry's thigh. Is it known by Lord Im? The 5 elders doubted the situation. Could it be that today is the day when they were killed by Lord Yimu? No way. Lord Im. The 5 of them tremblingly fell on their knees against Im. I'm afraid that there will be a little bit of inadequacy. Buried his head on the floor, just to keep Im down. Im heard this, cannot help but secretly stand up. Really, then he waved his hand blankly, slowly sit on the throne. That earnest arrogance, between hands and feet. It exudes an incomparable domineering attitude. Yeah. I called you 5 elders to come here because I asked you to take Terry with you at the world government meeting. A few days ago, Terry won a wave of face for the world government under the live broadcast of Golden Lion, and let the world know our majesty. This is good. But, there are still many deficiencies. Do you understand? Terry is still young and needs your guidance. You 5 are responsible. I am pretending to speak beautiful Mandarin. In fact, She was already using her whole body observation haki to keep an eye on Terry. Although Terry's personal strength is stronger than her, the life energy contained in the muscles, and its own haki. And emotional stability, even the soul, stronger than her I am. I am can't successfully get emotions and memories from Terry as well as others. But it doesn't matter. She also has a plugin that can eavesdrop on Terry's heart. Always ready to listen to Terry's surprise. Observation haki stared at every inch of Terry's muscles with all his strength. As long as Terry shows a bit of shock, then she wins. The front completely ignores itself. Treat yourself as a maid. She is even compared to the pirate waist like golden lion Shiki. I am shameless. Come quickly. Show me a shock. After knowing that I am, your uncontrollable shock from your muscles, mind, and expressions. Yim's eyes are on the sky above the 5 elders. Proud eyes, in fact, she can observe objects without eyes. All attention is on Terry. She wanted to see Terry in shock and regret right now. She is disappointed. Under her powerful observation haki, Terry's muscles didn't move. What a joke. Could it be that every inch of muscle, every cell in Terry's body, has he been able to control it freely? Impossible. I can't believe it. Even if Terry can control his body. What's on his mind? Terry quietly bowed to I. Lord Yimu, there are many misunderstandings and rudeness ahead, please forgive me. I am not interested in Terry's phony talk at all. Stop messing with me. Your idea, also sorry for my rudeness. Then you offend me every day. Why don't you see you repent every day? I am secretly shaking his head, paying more attention to eavesdropping on Terry. It doesn't matter if you don't listen. Upon hearing it, the nameless fire in her heart was rising. It turns out that she is not a maid, but I am. That's quite disappointing. I thought Yimu was so beautiful in the world. It's that kind of look that will never be forgotten at a glance, and be completely fascinated by the whole body. That's it. It's just a little more beautiful than that rare beauty, and at most it adds more points to her temperament. Hey. That's it. I am a little disappointed. I am watching Terry's mood changes. At this moment, I can't wait to smash all the Mei fruit, sweet fruit, you demon's succubus fruit, you demon's angel fruit, and you demon's Venus fruit on his head. Where in the world did such a terrifying and charming woman come from? Still attracting you to the point where you can't extricate yourself. As far as the level of life energy in you, even if a succubus, an angel, a demon, and a fairy are all mixed race, and then display sweet and charming abilities on you. Presumably it doesn't work. What are you kidding me? Her temper and her self-cultivation are about to explode now. Original, I would never care about someone's judgment on her appearance. It's like God doesn't care what mortals think. Does I care what the 5 elders think of her? Don't care. Whatever the 5 elders think of her. She wouldn't care, because the 5 elders are no match for her. For no other reason, it's because 5 elders is rubbish. But Terry is different. Terry is very talented. She could also hear Terry's voice, in addition to Terry's previous contrast. Successfully got I on the head. How old is she? Emotions have not been so excited. Terry didn't know what the calm and emotional I was thinking. Anyway, bring things to the end. I'm strength didn't expect to be so weak, but fortunately I was alert in advance. If the 5 elders really don't take matters into account, if the 5 elders rebel, I'm afraid that Yimu may fall. Then should I turn the tide? Then what else is going on in my life? Is it enough to fight for hegemony all day long? Actually, Lord Yim, I have something to tell you. It's about the 5 elders' conspiracy. They were conspiring with me to rebel before, but they were rejected by me righteously. As celestial dragons, I have enjoyed the power of celestial dragons, so I have an obligation to share worries and responsibilities for celestial dragons. The 5 elders have bad intentions, and ask Lord Yim to investigate thoroughly. As soon as this sentence comes out, the restless 5 elders were even more stunned. Don't know what to say. This kid just said, 5 uncles, earlier. In front of the 5 of them, I followed Lord Yimu to complain? Co-authored. I really don't take their faces as faces. Don't treat them like people. They 5 elders really. I can't stand the pain. They just wanted to hug Terry's thick thighs. I want to continue to hang out with I Sama, get more power or something. Why is this happening? Does this mean that those who play with power will eventually be killed by power? They have lost hope, can't even speak, according to the temper of Lord I Am in the past. Ha ha. Don't say rebellion, just a little bit about this. Then the 10 families of his family are all the people who were executed. The 5 of them didn't even refute, kowtow your head. Knock it down and you're done. I am listening to Terry's complaint. Really suddenly not angry at the idea of 5 elders. Those shitty minds of the 5 elders, I am already using observation hockey to perceive everything clean. When she didn't tear her face, she didn't bother to care. But now, Terry said it was different, I am suddenly doesn't want to be punished. It was originally, she wants Jiashang Terry. Look how hard he tried, but now, I am has a temper. But Terry wanted her to engage in 5 elders. She doesn't do it, she even thought of a good way. Give a good encouragement to Terry, since Terry doesn't like 5 elders. Since the 5 elders wanted to hug Terry's thigh. Wouldn't it be nice to make the 5 elders Terry's men? What you say makes sense, well, makes sense. But everything must have evidence, and there must be substantial evidence for one-sided rebellion. After all, the 5 elders followed me and worked hard. Although this is a big deal, I don't want to be too harsh on them. So I hope you, Saint Terry, I hope you take good care of them. I asked the 5 elders to assist you, what do you think? I Am smiled at Terry, called the world's best. Then he snapped his fingers, coldly gave orders to the 5 elders. You 5 raised your heads. I saved your lives today, but that doesn't mean your heads will be on yours forever. The 5 of you are now Saint Terry's assistants. You give me a good help for Saint Terry to get familiar with the meetings and government affairs of world government, understand? Immediately after these words came out. Immediately, the 5 elders really felt tears. It turns out that Lord Yimu will really spare their lives. Their past hard work, still really useful. But, the most surprising is Terry. Why do you push 5 wastes to me? Wait. I seem to have thought of something very good. Wow. These 5 old men can be used for waste. Terry instantly thought of the epic level reward about the system's surface effort actually lie flat. Having received the reward of initial Hogyoku. Some fun. Could it be that he was dozing off, and I Am came to deliver the pillow? The voice of the heart blocked everything about the lying flat system. I am not really listening. Thanks to my wife I am. As expected of my wife, every move is for my sake. No. Can't make her too proud, I have to act a little harder, can't make her proud. I am. I just want to embarrass you, what do you think? Im's heart. Grind up and down by the idea of Terry. Can't ask, can't touch, very uncomfortable. The 5 elders are like fools in big things. But in the little things, they are absolutely capable. It's okay to see world government played like this in the original plot. So they can be used as coolies, and he can use the 5 elders' ability to handle official business. Swagger for slacking off, isn't it beautiful? Right. He is the boss of the 5 elders. Then the tasks of the boss are done by the subordinates. The mistakes of the boss are also made by the subordinates. Terry happily led the 5 elders away from the flowers. Saying goodbye to I Am and going straight to the conference hall of the World Government Office. That leaves I Am with a confused look. What the hell? What's going on? Why is Terry being punished a little by her like this? Keep him busy, let him have more pig teammates. Is he happy? Didn't he always see the 5 elders as trash? What happened? Did he change his temper completely? Ready to work hard with the 5 elders. It's a strange thing. I am not sure what to say. Only Terry can leave, but she was pissed. Her temper was easily dispelled by Terry again. As if Terry was her nemesis, offended her. Patted the butt and left again, let her kind of fist hit the cotton. Very powerless. Now I Am can't wait for Terry to be lazy again. Instead of doing the right thing. Because the excuse that the little bastard Terry made to leave is also, I will take the 5 uncles, the 5 elders, to get acquainted with government affairs first. Lord Yim, we will go first. Maid. Really hard-working. How can I never see you so diligent before? Speaking of taking the 5 elders to busy government affairs. Terry is actually slacking off to be able to go to work earlier. So as to be able to sign in the system, as for Terry's late arrival and early departure. The system's evaluation is, the more you can be late and leave early, the better you are. To be a monk for a day, ring the bell for a day. A little touch of this clock is also a strike. He went to the workplace to sign in and punch in. Even if it worked. Well, 5 uncles, you don't have to care about me too much, just work hard. Terry leads the 5 elders, it seems to have become the central figure of their 5 stinky old men. After he opened his mouth, immediately came over. Understood. His Royal Highness Saint Terry, you can just monitor by the side. They 5 elders, can be appreciated by I am. A big part is knowing that form is stronger than people. They know the situation. Now Saint Terry is clearly the heart of Lord Am. Whatever Saint Terry does, every move can change the mood of Lord Yimu. Then how could the 5 elders not think much about it? What if? In case this Saint Terry takes Lord I Am. Then Saint Terry will not be their protagonist in the future? Lord I Am changed his name to Mistress? Are the 5 elders still taking revenge on their lord? Don't die, eh? As for the front Saint Terry in front of I Am. Go and report the 5 old men, let this go with the wind. They are shit. Hold a grudge against the lord? Not afraid of being hacked to death by the lord. They were all afraid of being hacked to death by Mistress I Am. Terry glanced at the 5 elders, found them to be very good. Suddenly I felt refreshed. Is this the life of an ancient emperor? No wonder they all like nephews and eunuchs. The appearance of the 5 elders can be compared with the great eunuch Wei Zhongshan. Good. Not bad. I love so much. My wife I Am also understands me too well. I Am heard, in the distance, another happy Saint Terry. Looking at the deserted environment around him. And the atmosphere of emptiness and silence. At this time, she had a trace of regret. 5 elders such a good airbag, she actually gave it to Terry? Now she wants to see the ugly of the 5 elders. Then scold them a few words, but it doesn't seem to be able to do it now. The fun is all Terry's, and deserted is her imam. Suddenly it's deserted. Why do I still feel uncomfortable? How is it possible? How could I have such emotions? I Am immediately vetoed the cowardice that flashed in his heart. Until she heard Terry's voice again. I don't know what my wife I Am is thinking now. How can she contact me without 5 elders? It's weird. Should I find a caring person to give it to her? Chat with her? Give her some comfort? It is said that humans are social animals, and I Am also has to have someone to chat with. This kid doesn't follow the 5 elders in government affairs, what is my business? Am I still lonely? Huh. I would have that cowardly feeling? Man will have it, but as a god I won't have it. But. Then again. Terry is right, he and I do indeed have one less middleman. It's very inconvenient, and I don't have a punching bag on weekdays. Terry is not unreasonable. I am thinking about it and it's really fragrant. She will not admit that she is really a little lonely. Especially after comparing Terry and his own life. I actually felt a little envious of Terry's unfettered happy days. Terry is brewing herbal tea comfortably. Enjoy the lazy life of a pack of cigarettes, a cup of tea, and a newspaper for a day. There is something 5 elders do. There is a pot 5 elders back. It's a nice day, it's only been half a day. He's already sitting down for get off work. Then at that time, he can sign in the system. Take a look at how much benefit you can get from your daily work that looks very hard on the surface, but is actually completely lazy. Terry played with the Logia, thunder fruit, that everyone envied and wanted to get, and the phantom species, vampire fruit, that could obtain immortality. He was still thinking about who to distribute the 2 fruits to. You definitely won't eat it. For him who ate the fruit. Fruit ability is a burden and burden, it will only add weaknesses for no reason. The maids he accepted, Monet, Sugar, Baby 5 and other loyal girls. They also ate Logia and Eudemons. Who are these 2 fruits good for? Recover the Hancock you just got and give her the vampire fruit? Or wait for the sweet fruit, give Hancock the sweet fruit, let her be the original appearance? For the recovery of the Hancock 3 sisters. Terry has a lot of confidence here, not that he was joking. His inhuman charisma, gained from the system. Enough to make him love most of the opposite sex in this world. Big kill. Not to mention that he also checks in from time to time to add points to the attribute of charm. His charm has reached a terrifying height. The fruit should be stored first anyway. Next time I see Guion and make out again, Let her eat thunderfruit, the future Marine 4 Admiral, ha 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 ha. Find another Mara fruit, and take it together with the Sugar and Monet sisters of raining rain fruit, snow fruit. With the thunder and lightning of Gion, tisk tisk tisk. Wet ice heat thunder triple heaven, it should be so cool to explode. Thinking about it this way, should you find another popping fruit and play with the slightly pulsating taste of the moist popping? It's like popping candy in your mouth. I am still thinking about Terry's transformation. As a result, I heard Terry's brazen, alternative gameplay again. Give him Logia fruit. What a waste. It doesn't matter if you train your subordinates, you can actually do this kind of thing. Don't he know the preciousness of the Logia fruit? At least he can create a cadre with the strength of Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral. It turned out to be full of thoughts like that. Can you stop doing all those messy things? I am thinking about seeing Terry just today. The vigorous life energy he felt from his muscles. Then shrug your shoulders easily. Strength like him. Do you really need someone with that idea? The powerful chi in him alone is enough to instantly kill the Golden Lion. Was well aware of the tip of the iceberg of Terry's true strength. For such a strong man, the strength does not reach a level. Just a punch, a kick, a look, enough to kill everything in seconds. She's also done it to this extent, so very clear. The subordinates of those with fruit abilities. Without preparing for a large-scale war, it's a huge burden. Treating the fruits according to your mood like Terry does, is an excellent way for the strong. Not to mention, IMM herself has achieved the ability to ignore most of the world's armies in seconds. The more unfathomable Terry can do the same. My thoughts are utterly boring. Instead of thinking about his disposal of Logia and Eudemon's fruits, it is better to find someone to be the middleman between him and me again. This candidate is the most important. No, why do I have to think about him? He's looking for a woman, and what does he have to do with me? I then reacted, realized that something was wrong. She seems to be in a dead end. Could she be seriously ill? How could she start to look a little jealous? Terry thought about the situation leisurely. The 5 elders report here as a last resort. His Royal Highness Saint Terry, there is a major event here. Stussy, the manager of the CP0 organization, first discovered a major event related to you. What's the matter? Saint Terry heard the famous beauty of CP0 Stussy. Interested in an instant. And most importantly, it's about yourself. According to her information, the great pirate Charlotte Linlin wants to clean up the sea and compete for the territory and power of New World Gore D. Roger and Golden Lion Shiki, and become one of the 4 kings of the sea, in our original plan. What does this have to do with me? Terry also knew about the plans of the 4 emperors. The 4 emperors plan itself is to let the big pirates spontaneously guard the historical text, in the second half of the Grand Line, cover up the history, and oppress the non-joined countries, so as to achieve a plan to stabilize the maritime situation. Especially when the 20 years predicted in the legend are approaching. For fear of the rebellion of the D family, then the 4 emperors in the 4 Emperors Project can greatly work for them, suppressing and slaughtering the D family who have an idea. If in the end there are only 1 or 2 talented people like Gore D. Roger, then they only need to free up their hands to deal with those 1 or 2 people. Instead of the D family that popped out in piles. Otherwise, the strength of the big pirates of the 4 emperors. They really want to move. The guys on the Holy Land Mariajoy, together with Marine Admiral and the Marshal, went directly to clear and pay. Guaranteed medicine to cure. 1 rule for 1. Just need the 4 emperors to be used as pawns. So they will be tolerated. Key Stussy also reported an intelligence. That's when Charlotte Linlin was about to become the 4 emperors, came to the Holy Land Mariajoy to loot the Holy Land, and kidnapped you, Your Highness Saint Terry, to be your husband. She has a crush on you, Your Highness Saint Terry. The 5 elders also dared not speak about it. It's irritating after all. But now Saint Terry is their lead boss. Have to say, really troublesome. What? She saw me? Terry instantly thought of the recent Charlotte Linlin bounty. And the photo of the middle-aged fat aunt above. His face twitched. Forget it, this Charlotte Linlin in the 30s of the women's college, I can't afford it. Not only that, she is still a broken shoe, completely unacceptable. The reason why Charlotte Linlin wants 4 emperors is because she wants to force me. I'm starting to be alluring with beauty. Although we think it's ridiculous, it's true. Your Highness Saint Terry, Do you think Charlotte Linlin should be one of the 4 emperors? I think His Royal Highness Saint Terry can refuse. For those who damage the face of the world, they should be executed on the spot. That's right. Second opinion. It's better to use Buster Call. Stussy came to a conclusion. Although she felt that Charlotte Linlin was well controlled and could become a candidate for the 4 emperors, Charlotte Linlin is definitely not enough to pity her, and existences like her should be wiped out immediately. His Royal Highness Saint Terry, make up your mind for such a guy. The 5 elders began to flatter uncontrollably. Terry said solemnly, then, use an iron fist on Charlotte Linlin. Destroy him in one fell swoop. The candidate for the 4 emperors plan? It's a different person. Terry will not follow the original plot. Very messy. What spoiled the original plot can't be predictable. Have come here, still doing things with trembling forward and backward. Go home and find your mother to drink milk. Terry lies down and lazily enjoys life. But that doesn't mean he's an airbag. I am even snorted coldly. What stinky fish and shrimp, Charlotte Linlin. Fortunately, I didn't recruit CP0. What a disgusting woman, she has delusional thoughts about my Terry. The stupid and greedy mortal should be punished. By the way, who discovered Charlotte Linlin's idea? That man should be rewarded. Stussy, yes. I remember you. Very good. I like you very much, East Blue. The Sea of Peace, Rogtown. Today welcomed the large-scale elite of naval headquarters. And the 9 members of the terrifying CP0 organization on the Holy Land Mariajoy. For no other reason, just because of the public execution of a man. That is the Pirate King Gore D. Roger, who has reached Laruev. On the eve of the final execution, Roger didn't lose his smile when he looked at Garp, who came to visit him in prison. Garp. Are you here? Roger, just grab it. Go fast. Don't force us to shoot together. Garp sat down on the ground all of a sudden and said very hard. Garp, you don't understand. The celestial dragons, a 16-year-old monster that can cut off Shiki's head with one knife, have already appeared in the Holy Land Mariajoy, so it has already shown that this era has begun to run wild. Whether I want it or not, this era has begun to roll forward. It's not something you and I can stop with a little bit of Weibo. For celestial dragons, Saint Terry, One Piece Gore D. Roger. In recent days, tired of hearing it back and forth. There's a video of how Saint Terry chopped off Shiki's head. He was also destined to see it from the naval soldiers in the detention center. Have to say, that 16-year-old monster has far exceeded his strength. The hockey, swordsmanship, and fruit abilities that Shiki showed in the video at that time. Roger was shocked. That's not the weak state of Golden Lion Shiki that Roger can get out of his body at all. It was the pirate admiral of the air pirates who forced his entire Roger pirates to death, Golden Lion Shiki. But even such a terrifying Shiki, all fell under the knife of Saint Terry. That is to say, he placed Roger in that environment. It will also be beheaded, Roger. It's not the punishment that hurts, it's also uncomfortable not to be unable to fight Terry. But he can't witness the era of rampage started by the 16-year-old monster celestial dragons. Even the Golden Lion Shiki, who forced his Roger to the point of death. Neither is a one-shot enemy, then Roger may only be 20 years later. A little pawn in that mighty age. Hi. What a pity. It is impossible to meet and drink with the powerful heroes who were born in accordance with the fate of the times. Roger. Are you really going to be ready to say something at the execution stand? You know it's not just Sengoku and me this time. Marine has sent quite a few elites, as well as celestial dragons from Mariajoy. A lot of people were dispatched. Are you really confident that you can break through the hockey blockade that we joined forces with? Garp didn't feel bad for Roger. Instead, I want to wipe out the last shred of Roger's possibility of making a public declaration. Because even with the powerful hockey joint blockade of so many people, who can guarantee that the dying Roger won't break out of the blockade with a more powerful hockey at the expense of his name? In case Roger really declares something wrong. Then, how to deal with this future? What should he do with Garp? It's all the Pirate King Gore D. Roger he captured. How heavy will his heart be? How many civilian lives will it have to bear? You say that, and that's the answer, Garp, doesn't it? He. Roger was still smiling. So finally, please, Garp. I won't do it. You know what I'm talking about. Ha 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 ha. You will. Because the child is innocent, so you will. Roger finally asks Garp again to protect his children. Under Roger's eyes, Garp flinched. He softened. Thank you, Garp. It's really a pity. On such a grand occasion today, there is no wine to drink. Did you bring any wine, Garp? No. I have a fist. Are you hungry? Are you going to eat a few punches first? Garp raised his fist and stared at Roger viciously. Roger flinched immediately. Ha 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 ha. I don't want my face to be painted on such an important occasion, Garp. If it were any other time in the past, I'd be more than happy to take a few punches from you. But not today. The two remained silent. Until, the messenger outside shouted. Garp Vice Admiral, it's time for the execution. This completely broke the silence between Roger and Garp. I have to go now. Then it's time for me too. Garp stood up earnestly. Ha 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 ha. Today is our last fight, Garp, don't let me down. Roger to Garp, eyes full of hope. Afterwards, he cooperated with the executioners very well. Step by step toward the execution platform, as if completely incapacitated. The next day, Terry watched as the CP0 intelligence handed it to the 5 elders. Intelligence spoken in front of him by the 5 elders himself. At the time of Roger's public execution, an epic hockey fight broke out. The ground, sky, and town of Rog were completely shattered by hockey and needed massive funding to rebuild. Gore D. Roger, alone at the expense of his life, broke through the hockey blockade of all Marine and CP0 members present. When he was still publicly executed, in front of the whole world, he laughed wildly and made outrageous remarks. Want my treasure? Want my everything? Want my great strength and secrets? If you want, I'll give it to you. Go find it. I put everything there. Go find it. It's exactly what His Highness Saint Terry expected. Gore D. Roger is a thief of the D family. The 5 elders chatted with each other about the situation. Terry could only shake his head at it. This One Piece is really amazing. With so many people surrounding him, he was still able to find a breakthrough, and broke through the blockade at the cost of death, proclaiming the whole world. The impact this time is very bad. Fortunately, we have already informed the world about His Highness Saint Terry's plan and prophecy before this. This incident of Gore D. Roger, as well as the incident of the Golden Lion Shiki, has made His Highness Saint Terry's reputation as a prophet and a great strategist. Fortunately, there is still His Royal Highness Saint Terry to support our world government. It's a blessing for the world government. F*K your ass. Keep shooting. Terry was too lazy to answer. He turned around and handed the note to the 5 elders. I have found the candidate for the 4 emperors who will replace Charlotte Linlin. The candidate for the 4 emperors who will hold the sea so firmly has also been fully established. Whitebeard Edward Newgate, Kaido of the Beasts, Red-Haired Shanks, and Empress Hancock. Do you have any objections? Empress Hancock? Hancock? Could it be? The 5 elders suddenly thought of the 12-year-old Nine Snake Island girl who had given Terry the other day. That girl's name is Hancock. Could it be that His Royal Highness Saint Terry? Are you going to plant a traitor inside the 4 emperors? Wonderful. This is really wonderful. The eyes of the 5 elders began to reflect. I have no objection. I agree. Seconded. Very good, then declare it to the world. Declare war on Charlotte Linlin, the great pirate. Buster call her. Terry didn't want to be stared at by an ant all day. Only 1,000 days are a thief. Where is there 1,000 days to prevent thieves? Like Andy, go as far as you want. Just die.